end of civilization. Coming soon to an America near you.
America can't collapse. Where is powerful ancient Rome?
Take a look at this.
The modern world, an inexorable march of progress.
Sweet.
Or is it?
We're slaves to the system. Close the supermarket and we starve. Cut off the tap, we drink our cat's blood.
Cut off the tap, we drink our cat's blood.
Massive train derailed Friday, 20 of them carrying hazardous materials as flames lit up the sky in northeastern Ohio.
The evacuation order is in place for anyone within a mile radius of the crash site.
These aren't storm clouds. This is the fucking shit! The fucking shit they burn off in East Palestine! This is not fucking storm clouds!
Officials are claiming that the air and water are safe. Residents say they can still smell chlorine. They've complained about their eyes watering when they go outside.
The Norfolk Southern disaster in East Palestine, Ohio is connected directly by water to the states of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. And when you get to the coast, Alabama, Florida, and Texas. People do not understand the magnitude of this catastrophe.
Let's watch a sitcom or something.
No! They're calling it the airborne toxic event.
We won't come this way.
Will we have to leave our home?
Of course not.
How do you know?
I just know.
Okay, what if it's dangerous?
Evacuate all places of residence.
We have a situation. All we have to do is stay out of the way. Squarespace is a website that makes websites. Squarespace is a website that makes websites? Meaning, it could create itself. Websites making websites. Websites making websites. Very good, Adam. I'm Adam. Websites. We're in a closed loop of creation.
Our other lead story tonight, Secretary Blinken decided to postpone a high-profile trip to Beijing this weekend in response to what the U.S. calls a Chinese spy balloon.
The Chinese spy balloon.
A Chinese balloon spied on the United States last week.
Tonight, intelligence from top-secret U.S. spy planes is providing startling details about China's spy operations. We are learning that images taken of the spy balloons by high-altitude U-2 planes.
U-2 planes.
An unidentified object has been spotted over the skies.
Show in detail 5 antennas and huge solar panels, the kind of technology that gave the Chinese not just the ability to listen to U.S. communications and to pinpoint exactly where they were coming from, who they were coming from. All of this especially alarming as the balloon passed over sensitive military sites before the U.S. Air Force shot it down off the South Carolina coast.
Continues now to recover debris from the Chinese spy balloon as the U.S. learns more about their surveillance program.
And Fox News' Brian Yennis reports from South Carolina where the recovery effort is taking place.
We're learning more about China's balloon surveillance program, with the Pentagon confirming surveillance balloons have been spotted across the globe in at least 5 continents and 4 times over U.S. territory.
New this hour, dramatic new details about the unidentified object shot down by fighter jets just miles off the coast of Alaska yesterday. Unlike the Chinese spy balloon shot down last Saturday, this object demanded more immediate action yesterday. Officials say it was flying much lower at 40,000 feet, making it a dangerous potential threat to civilian aircraft. But let's bring in former CIA operative Bob Baer. Bob, I mean, this is starting to sound like something out of the X-Files. I mean, one U.S. official tells us there was no obvious surveillance equipment on board. You know, some of this is the initial information, initial reporting that comes in, and I suppose things change as they assess what they have on the ground or on the ice there. What does that tell you if that ends up being the case?
Well, there's a couple things that I take away from this, and if it's a foreign-made object and it was sent from a place like China or Russia, it's some sort of provocation against us. I can't imagine a vehicle like this would give the Chinese or the Russians a real intelligence advantage of collecting photographs or signals or things like that. But I think what bothers NORAD and the White House is these probes. We now know there was, a total of 5 balloons, Chinese balloons, that have come over the United States. Why are the Chinese doing this? Who's ordering it? And why would you do it right before Blinken, the Secretary of State, is on his way to Beijing? That makes no sense to me.
And Ukraine says at least 6 Russian balloons were spotted over Kyiv. Air raid sirens sounded in the nation's capital before Ukrainian air defenses took out the balloons. Military officials say all Russian balloons may have been carrying reconnaissance equipment. Russia did not comment on the
said that the stratospheric force had obtained the ability to get thousands of these balloons into the air in a very short period of time at a very low cost. Now, why is this important? Well, 4 years ago, a large airship fleet had already been established inside the CCP Army. It's called the Stratospheric Force. It has an operational range of 65,000 to 131,000 feet. Airplanes can only go up to 60,000 feet. The main goals of the Stratosphere fleet are as follows. The airships and balloons can hover in the stratosphere on a long-term basis and monitor all land and sea areas globally when necessary. Weapons deployment systems. They can be used to disperse biological agents, and they have thousands of these things. They have a whole section devoted towards this because it's a form of asymmetrical warfare that the United States is simply inept in defending against. The Pentagon has been studying this stuff for a long time, guys, okay? So throughout the 1950s and 1960s, disturbingly, a declassified DoD document described tests for biological bomb and balloon delivery. The whole purpose of this, it was an 80-pound biological bomb that was intended primarily for the dissemination of anti-crop pathogens. You remember Agent Orange? Well, this is basically kind of sort of like that, only it was biological, and it was dropped from a balloon.
All sorts of surprises down here. And balloons, too. All colors.
Do they float?
Oh, yes. They float, Georgie. They float.